I mean, understanding what are your thoughts and what are your organic intentions is so vital at this time, because our ability to be manipulated into feeling a certain way and becoming disconnected from our natural authentic free will expression. Like, is it any coincidence that the movie Bird Box came out just when all this 5G is rolling out? Like, what's the premise of the movie? There's this unseen force that makes people want to kill themselves. The only way to prevent that from happening is by not looking at it. Well, we can't see Wi-Fi, but you know, the more time that you spend surrounded by it, you feel it. You feel yourself changing. You feel yourself dying. And you're willing to sacrifice that self because, you know, look at it. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like the people in the movie that can be around this energy and they're not affected by it. It's like the people that don't get affected by just being completely consumed in this artificial reality. And it is like a suicide, and it makes people want to kill themselves. And I know from a health standpoint, being around Wi-Fi and how it interferes with the electromagnetic communication of the body, and all these new LED lights that are on the blue-white end of the light spectrum, completely devoid of infrared. So without infrared, the retinas of the eyes can't regenerate. The cells of the body can't regenerate. So we're just becoming vision impaired, and our bodies are in a constant state of disrepair. Our minds are becoming clouded, and we just keep going back to the source of what is actually the root cause of like what is preventing us from being fully connected to our purpose, to our free will. And just understanding that this is unavoidable. I mean, this is the world we live in, but taking accountability for your surroundings, you know, understanding like how the kind of light bulbs that you use can impact your quality of life and your mental health, and your ability to get restful sleep and for your body to regenerate. All of these things affect you on a mental, spiritual, physical level. And if we are not aware of what we're surrounding ourselves with energetically and physically, we're gonna constantly feel like we're in a state of imbalance. And with the moon in Libra today, we are being asked to come into emotional balance. However, it's opposing Mars and Aries, and so there's a sense of emotional volatility, and it's squaring Saturn and Capricorn. And so we're being asked, you know, what it is that we are hoping to see from the result of our efforts that we're putting forward. Are we putting forth effort and into something that is just us reacting to the world around us, or are we acting towards our goals from our own sense of intention? And when Saturn squares the moon and Saturn squares Mars, it's like, what and who are you going to allow to impact your progress, and what are you going to allow to affect you personally? And will you continue to move forward, or are you going to allow this exchange to take you off course? And it's really interesting to think that we're at such a place in our lives that Uranus square the South Node, going through this process of just releasing anything that is inhibiting us, you know, connecting with this unresolved karma so we can fucking leave it behind finally. Because how are you going to move ahead if you're dragging around this corpse of your old self and clinging to things? Like the South Node in Capricorn is us like unable to relinquish control and holding on to things that we know that we can't take with us, you know? I don't know if you've ever seen Spaceballs, but, you know, they're in the desert and he's like, take only what you need to survive. And he opens the trunk that he's been carrying across the desert, and it's filled with like her huge hairdryer. And it's just like that kind of shit. Like, you don't need that, and that's only going to weigh you down. And I know that that's a strange metaphor to use, but that's just what came to me. And I think that right now it's very important for us to take only what we need to survive, and only put our efforts towards what we want to see manifest. Because with Jupiter and Venus together in Sagittarius trine Mars and Aries, like whatever we're putting our focus towards, like that is what is going to come into manifestation. That is what is going to color our experience. And so if you're putting energy towards things that you don't want, or that are not worth your time, like it's going to take you a while, because that's all this going to keep coming back to you. And so be clear on your intentions, you know, and do something so simple as write it down with your hand in a notebook on a piece of paper. That's simple. That's simple magic. That's spelling. That's simple being the director of the course of your life, and not just allowing yourself to be taken away by this chaotic rhythm that we're existing in currently. So those are my deep thoughts for today.